It's your girl Aventure, and I'm back again with another YouTube video. And today we're going to be talking about resilience. And I want to go over the word resilience because I've heard it a lot throughout this semester, especially in one of my classes. And I also decided to do one of my papers on one of my projects on resilience. So the word resilience means the ability to adapt and bounce back from stress, trauma, or adversity, maintaining or improving well-being by using mental, emotional, and behavioral flexibility, social connections, and coping skills. And for me, I feel like I have been resilient throughout my years of life, throughout my journey, and finding myself and finding what I want to do in life. And I feel like a lot of people can benefit, especially in our community, in many communities can benefit from being resilient, instead of staying down in when you fall down from whatever it is, whether it be oppression, whether it be from generational trauma. Don't stay down, don't stay stuck, don't feel like you're stuck, don't feel like you can't get back up again. Even when you go through personal life situations, everything is not permanent. You can get back up again. You can improve, you can go forward. It's never a stopping point in life. We're constantly evolving, we're constantly elevating, Never feel like you're stuck or you have to stay someplace where you don't feel comfortable or you don't want to be. Okay? I feel like I've been resilient throughout my journey and keeping my faith, keeping my faith that everything is going to work out, that everything is going to work out for my highest good, where I stay disciplined and I stay motivated, I have set boundaries between myself and the people around me, staying committed to myself and my journey and what I want in life and what the plans that God has for me, Being resilient, and it's not easy, Life is never easy. And I had to learn that the hard way, okay? Life is not going to be easy. Life is not going to be perfect. But guess what? You got to keep going. You got to keep getting up. You got to keep, whether you was on a good pace, and you had to slow down. As long as you keep going, you don't have to be moving through life fast, You don't have to be speeding through your life lessons or, the seasons that you're in right now, Take it one day at a time. Take it 1 hour at a time, 1 minute at a time, 1 second at a time. Just make sure you're doing it. You're taking the steps. It doesn't matter how long it takes, Now I want to talk. You might be like, okay, well, how do you build resilience, First up, we got here is practice self-care. Prioritize your sleep, your nutrition, your hobbies or activities you like to enjoy, Prioritizing self, taking care of your mental, taking care of your body. Because if you're not taking care of yourself, you're not going to be able to function in your highest power. You're not, and I can say that from experience, trying to function and be there for other people, and you're not 100% yourself, or even 50%, it's not going to work. It's not. It's just going to drain you even more, and you're not going to have the energy and the power to be there for yourself or to help yourself. The second step we have is build connections. Nurture your relationships with supportive people, whether that's friends, family, relationships, your community. Even if you don't have a supportive system at home, you can still build a supportive system around you. Today we have social media where you can get online and talk to other people, and other people, most people are going through probably similar stuff to you, or you know what I'm saying, I mean, some people is, you know, worse, or but at the end of the day, people have been in your shoes, whether you feel like it or not, you know what I'm saying, or even if it's not the exact same experience, it's very similar. We've all been through very similar experiences in life. Build those connections with people, you know what I'm saying? Have a supportive group, you know, and I'm not saying force yourself on people, but be open, you know what I'm saying? And let people, even if you don't go to people, let people come to you, you know what I'm saying? Be able to be vulnerable and open and be real. Third step we have is develop coping skills. Learn stress management techniques like deep breathing and mindfulness. For me, I would say, for me, what works for me would be meditating, grounding, you know what I'm saying? If you feel an emotion that you're like say anger or anxious, stop and ask yourself, why do I feel this way? You know what I'm saying? Where is that stemming from? You know, and work with it and work through it. You know, once you get down to the root of why you're feeling the way you're feeling and the emotions that you're going through, get down to the root of it and heal it. And trust me, like, when those feelings or emotions come up again, you'll be like, okay, I feel this way because da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? I'm angry because such and such. And sometimes you might even, once you start realizing where that stems from, sometimes certain stuff that might get you pissed off or have you angry or have you anxious and nervous, some of those stuff won't even trigger you anymore once you target the source of where that's coming from and where it stems from, and you heal it. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's you're journaling about it, you talking about it, you know, whether you go to therapy if that's your thing, talking to others about it. Me personally, I talk to God and I journal about it. That's my safe space. That's how I heal. And it has worked for me tremendously. You know what I'm saying? I might even sit down in here and it might seem like I'm talking to myself, but I'm not talking to myself. I'm talking to God. You know what I'm saying? Have those conversations and don't be scared and don't feel like maybe I feel like I'm crazy because I'm sitting here talking to myself. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You're not crazy. You're not delusional. You know what I'm saying? It's okay. Talk it out. Set realistic goals. Create achievable goals to build a sense of accomplishment. I know we have these goals in life, whether you want the big mansion and the nice cars, or you want to be a millionaire. Let's start with setting, and those, you know, if that's what you want in life, go for it. You know what I'm saying? Work towards those goals. But let's remember to set realistic goals. Let's start setting small goals, small personal goals for ourselves, and work our way up. Not off the rip, just, you know, I want to be a millionaire. Now you're working hard and stressing every day, and you feel unaccomplished because you have these huge goals and you haven't even set the small goals for yourself realistically and accomplish them for you to feel like, you know what, I can make it. You know what I'm saying? I know I can do it because I proved to myself throughout the previous goals that I've set myself that I can do it and I can accomplish those goals. Set some personal goals for yourself, whether it's a weight loss journey, whether you want to go visit, or you want to go on vacation, visit another state, visit another country, you know, whether you want to work towards getting a new car, whether you're trying to get a job, trying to get back in school, whatever it is, set realistic goals for yourself, whether it's small or not as, I don't want to say as big because I don't want to discourage anybody from working towards whatever big goals they have in life. I'll say, for example, like me, baby, I want my Dodge Challenger all black with the black rims, you know what I'm saying, Cadillac. I want my compact Cadillac SUV, you know what I'm saying, and those aren't cheap. They are not cheap at all. I want land, okay, with a nice house, finished kitchen, all of that. those are my biggest life goals. But realistically, where I'm at right now, I know that there's more work to be done. I know that there's more things that I have to work on before leading up to that. So right now, I'm just focusing on, okay, well, I'm in school. Let me finish school. Let me get through the semesters. You know what I'm saying? Let me get from working on the car. You know what I'm saying? Okay, well, what are the things you would need to work up to having the car? Set those realistic goals with yourself. Can you make the payments? Can you make the insurance? You know what I'm saying? Making sure that you're setting yourself up before you reach those goals is very important. Learn from the past. Reflect on previous challenges and what helped you overcome them. And that's very big for me. Some people think that the situations that they go through in life is just because, oh, life be life. No. There's a lesson in every situation, every experience that you go through in life. Trust me. You know what I'm saying? From toxic relationships to toxic friendships to toxic family members. You know what I'm saying? You might be thinking, oh, that's just, you know what I'm saying, who people are. That's just da-da-da. But there are lessons in the people that you meet, in the spaces that you go into, in the environments that you're in, whether it's currently or in the past. You know what I'm saying? Look back and see, what was I supposed to learn from that? You know what I'm saying? What did I learn? Those experiences and those experiences that you've been in contact, whether it's people, jobs, school, you know what I'm saying, family, friends, relationships, whatever. Learn from those. Look at what you learned, whether it's, okay, well, maybe you was in a DV, you know what I'm saying, incident, and he was a hothead and temper tantrum through temper tantrums. Okay, well, moving forward, I would not be interested in even entertaining anybody who has anger issues. You can't control your emotions or that. Okay, you learned, say you had a job, and at this job you used to be cool with your coworkers and y'all used to share personal business and whatever, and then they turn around and be fake or whatever, you know what I'm saying? It was drama. Moving on to the next job, you learn to keep your business to yourself. You know, you won't be sharing those personal experiences, or you'll keep it to a minimum because you know that last time when you did that, it wasn't too good. Just some examples like that, you know. Stay hopeful and flexible. View challenges as temporary and be open to change. Having faith is very important. Whether you believe in God or not, you know what I'm saying? Be optimistic. See the good in everything. Don't be pessimistic and seeing the bad in everything. Or what if this happens? What if that happens? Some people call it real. And I used to be like that. Thinking critical or keeping it real, but some people have to realize that everything is energetic and everything is spiritual. You keep putting out those negative thoughts, those negative energies, you know what I'm saying, those words out into the universe. That's what you're gonna live. That's what you're gonna expect. You know what I'm saying? Stop expecting the worst. Stop expecting the worst and then expecting good to come back. That's not how that works. You know what I'm saying? Keep an open mind. And even if when you keep an open mind and certain things don't go your way, it's okay. You know what I'm saying? That mentality, you know what I'm saying, is going to help you get through whatever situation and that you are in or going through. You know, saying negative and having those negative thoughts and those negative feelings is only just going to make you feel worse, especially for your mental health and on your body. You don't want to do that. Keep a good head. And I can say that from experience, where sometimes I might look at my physical and look around and be like, damn, like I'm not where I want to be. Like I feel like everything that I'm doing, like I'm not it's not working. Like, I've applied here and there. And it's like, sometimes you gotta sit back and think, like, okay, it didn't work out, but are you gonna keep a negative mind, a negative attitude about things not working out? Or are you gonna look around and appreciate what you do have and the things that are working out? Because most of the time, things don't work out because that's not what you're in alignment with. I'll say, for example, like, currently I'm in school, you know, and one of my biggest goals right now that I'm focused on is finishing school, because I took a break for 2 years and I came back to finish because I want to finish what I started, you know. And I'm a psychology major, and that's what I'm interested in. I was interested in doing, you know what I'm saying? Not only to help other people and to learn about why other people think and act the way that they do, but to also learn for myself. You know what I'm saying? I've learned a lot throughout my program, especially learned about myself. And I am glad that I did come back. And I am glad that I stayed disciplined, you know what I'm saying, we just made it through the first semester. Well, the first semester coming back. I just made it through the first semester coming back. Amazing grades, you know what I'm saying? Next semester, I'm going to do even better. But, okay, so back to what I was saying. Me trying to find a job, because I was out of work since I think like April, you know what I'm saying? Back then I wasn't in school, so I could do full-time work with my money and stuff, but since I'm in school, I can't work that much, because especially when you're looking for part-time, if your schedule doesn't align with what they're looking for, they're not going to hire you, you know what I'm saying? They're going to find somebody else that's a better fit for the job. And that was one of my biggest struggles this semester and moving forward, was because I felt as though I was working, I'm trying so hard, applying to many different places in many different fields, and because my schedule with school doesn't match up with what they need, nobody's reaching back, you know? And I feel as though being rejected, these rejections, is a blessing, because I remember I had a conversation with God and I said, I don't want to work a 9 to 5. I don't want to be giving all my hours of the day to a company who's not gonna, you know what I'm saying, respect me as a worker, who doesn't care about me as a worker, and not just see me as a number, as somebody who, you know what I'm saying, I just need you to come in and work. But at the end of the day, reality is that's who they see you as. Somebody that they don't care about your personal life. They need you to come in and they need you to get the job done. If you can't get the job done, they're going to get somebody else to get the job done. And for me personally, seeing my mom work 6 to 6 every day all her life, what I never wanted that type of life. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to live a life where I am paid for my existence, you know what I'm saying, where I get paid for my creativity, whether it's me sitting here making YouTube videos or I'm on TikTok. I feel like I want to get paid to exist, and I want to be able to travel and not have to be committed to a workplace putting money in somebody else's pockets who they don't even like us. I didn't want to do that. So I feel like me not being able to get a job or find one that aligns with my school schedule was a blessing, because it kind of forces me to get into my creative bag. I have to pick up the camera, you know what I'm saying? And I have the time to pick up the camera and talk to you guys, or pick up my phone and make a TikTok, you know? It forces me into my creative bag, and I love that. And sometimes people might not see, that's what I'm saying, like, you got to see the good in every situation. So somebody might be depressed, and I could say that for myself, that I was kind of upset and depressed because, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to these interviews and I feel like the interview went great, you know what I'm saying, amazing, I have good experience, education, and I'm not getting picked. The rejection is a blessing. Do what you know what I'm saying? Do what you're called to do. I needed to stop fighting for real, you know? So, the other one is take action. Address problems directly rather than ignoring them. That is very important as well, because the more you avoid problems, whether it's you had an argument, or saying the bill needs to be due, or you're feeling depressed, or whatever it is, even if it's personally or whatever's around you, take them head on and don't avoid them. I used to be somebody who used to avoid my problems and just keep them to myself and keep everything all balled in, and just, but I learned that it's more healthier to release, whether you talk about it, whether you journal about it, If I have an issue, I learned to, instead of being scared, to be open to sharing, which I feel like the main reason why I stopped talking about my problems directly, like if I had an issue or something bothered me, and I wouldn't tell the person, such and such what's bothering me, it's really because when I was younger, I felt like if I had a problem or an issue or something was on my mind and I wanted to talk about it, I didn't have the safe space to be able to share. It would always be, you have no reason to feel this type of way or have these feelings because you got a roof over your head, you got food on the table, and clothes on your back. These feelings should not even exist. So that kind of deterred me from sharing how I feel. Keeping it to myself, because I used to feel it's not a big deal. I don't need to, and I don't need to address it. So taking action is very important. Addressing those problems directly, being confident in yourself, regardless of what you feel like the response is going to, or what feedback you're going to get back, doesn't matter. You have to be okay with receiving what they call it? I can't even think of the word right now. I'm having a blockage right now, but being able to take constructive criticism, that's the word. Constructive criticism without feeling a type of way, and just be like, okay, whether you agree with it or not. I think, what was it? That was the last one. So, going over how to build resilience for practicing self-care, developing coping skills, setting realistic goals, learning from our past, stay hopeful and flexible, okay? Meaning, whatever life throws your way, you gotta be able to, bottle it. Work through it, Don't let it make you feel stuck or make you feel like you're trapped and you can't do nothing. No. You can work through it. Adapt to it. Be like a chameleon, But stay true to yourself. And take action. Okay? And then the benefits of resilience, you're going to have improved mental health, which is better ability to cope with anxiety, depression, and trauma. And that's very important, okay? Because I can say from experience, I have improved mental health with me being resilient and keep pushing through and having a positive mindset and being optimistic that everything is going to work out. Whether it's in alignment with me or, And if it doesn't work out, I think to myself, that wasn't for me. Or maybe sometimes it's just not the right time. I'm not going to be mad. I'm not going to be stressed, crying, saying that, and you might have those moments, where you do feel stressed and crying, But remember, just keep to yourself that sometimes if it doesn't work out, it's because it's not meant to be. Or maybe the way you're going about it is the wrong way and you need to try a different route. Greater adaptability. Easier adjustment to life changes and setbacks. Okay? Me being resilient, I have been able to adapt in situations, experiences, environments where I feel like even if it's not a good even if it wasn't good, you know what I'm saying, I was able to stay true to myself. And any setbacks or changes, or, you know what I'm saying, that try to negatively affect me being resilient, staying true to myself, and still working and using those strategies, you know what I'm saying, and tools that I have learned and have evolved over time, has definitely helped me with getting back on my feet, you know what I'm saying, after a setback or a major change or something happened, you know what I'm saying. I know how to get back on my feet. Personal growth, transforming adversity into learning and strength. That's very important, you know what I'm saying. You're gonna grow. You're gonna grow through these life situations. Keep these tools, you know what I'm saying, and strategies in your mind. You know what I'm saying? Even if you write them down or something, I advise you to write them down so you could go back in your notebook, you read through it. Anytime you're going through a stressful situation, or, you know what I'm saying, you're having like a bad day or something like that, go through these and be like, you know what, I'm going to be resilient. I'm going to keep going, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to keep my head on my shoulders. I'm going to be optimistic. I'm going to stay with a positive mind. And remember to tell yourself those positive affirmations. The more you speak love and life and peace into your life, the more you live. See, all that background noise trying to interrupt my videos and whatnot. And y'all gotta pay attention. Y'all gotta pay attention. But this is coming out. It's coming out, and we're gonna get through this, okay? And then you build a stronger relationships, whether it's friendships, relationships, family ties, wherever you apply it to. Ability to maintain connections even during tough times. Now, I'm not saying you stay in toxic relationships where you don't belong in. I'm saying if you have those good relationships in your life, sometimes people go through things and they stop talking to their friends, or they leave their partner and stuff like that because of what they're going through in life. And that's not healthy. And speaking from experience, okay, I used to do that, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what they call that, but I felt like if I wasn't like in a good space in my head, and if my situation in life was not good, like I could not be in connections with nobody, you know. But I've learned that everybody go through things, you know what I'm saying? Life is life. You know what I'm saying? You're going to go through life. You're going to have good experiences. You're going to have bad experiences. If you have those good connections in your life, those good support systems in your life, don't drop those folks because you're going through something bad in your life. Especially if they've been there for you. They've been supporting you. You know what I'm saying? They've been uplifting you. Sometimes it takes you coming up to them and saying, hey, you know what I'm saying? Even if you don't want to go in details about what you're going through, be like, you know what? I'm not having a good day, or, you know what I'm saying, you know, I'm going through something, whatever, you know what I'm saying. If you don't hear from me, don't take it personal. You know what I'm saying? I still love you, but I'm trying to handle what I got going on. People respect that more than you just disappearing and cutting people off because you're going through a bad situation in life. You know what I'm saying? Don't do those good people like that. You know what I'm saying? I used to be one of those, you know what I'm saying, where I felt like, it's looking a little, I don't want to talk to nobody. I don't want to go out. I don't want to do nothing. But that's how sometimes the enemy tricks you into isolation and takes you away from your support systems and those people who love you, and have you burning those bridges because you got put in a situation where you feel like, you know what I'm saying, you don't need nobody around, or ain't nobody been there for you, and da-da-da. It's a mind game. Don't listen to it. Reach out to your folks and let them know, you know what I'm saying, I'm not feeling too good. I'm going through some stuff, you know what I'm saying. If you don't hear from me, you know what I'm saying, it's not personal. I still love you. You know? Tell your partner, you know what I'm saying. And most of the time, some people might be like, okay, you know, I understand, whatever. Some of them might want to work with you. Some people might even try to help you. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's good to build those relationships and keep strong with the people that you love, even though you're going through those tough situations. You know? But yeah, I think that was all that I had for today on resilience. Be resilient, you know what I'm saying, despite whatever you're going through in life. Keep your head up, keep going, you know what I'm saying, whether you feel like it's a slow progress or not. Progress is progress. Progress is progress. You're still moving forward. As long as we're not moving back and as long as we're not staying still. Don't stay stagnant. Don't stay stuck. You're not stuck. You just need to wake up and keep your feet moving. Keep those feet moving. But yeah, that's all I have for today, y'all. I hope you guys learned something. I don't know when the next time I'll be doing a video. I feel like I just pop out and do these, but I'm sure it will be soon. Cause like I said, life be life, and I be going through my own stuff, and sometimes I don't feel like picking up the camera, but I feel like that's what builds a connection between me and my supporters, you know what I'm saying? Being able to, because everybody go through stuff, you know what I'm saying? I need to come out and talk to y'all, encourage, you know what I'm saying? We got this. We could be resilient. We are resilient. We gonna make it. But I'm gonna see y'all in the next video. Bye.